Hi everyone, welcome to the new video on the TMV channel. Today we are talking about starting a podcast in 2021. Podcasting is one of the fastest growing online businesses. Research has shown that over 120 million Americans listen to at least one podcast each month, and this number will keep growing. Even with this growth, there are still over 600 blogs for every podcast in the world. A podcast will grow your brand. Whether that be you as a person or you for your business. The most important thing is to do everything right, and you will see results. In this step-by-step guide, I will break down everything you need to start your podcast for free. From developing a plan to securing the right equipment and software to use. The first step is to develop a plan. Of course, you need a solid plan before starting a podcast. Your podcast is a result of your thoughts and actions, and this is why you need a plan. Your podcast gets its uniqueness from you, as you are the creator and director. You must have a reason for starting your podcast, and this is where the why and what questions come in. The answer to these questions will help you create a podcast that is both unique to you but will also add massive value to anyone that subscribes. Why do you want to start a podcast? Are you a freelancer, a business, or a marketing manager? If so, you might have identified podcasting as a great way to build authority and provide your customers and target audience with valuable and entertaining content. Or are you looking at podcasting from a hobbyist perspective? This might mean you'll be creating a show in your spare time. And the subject will be something that you're passionate about. In either case, you can identify your why here. That's important to keep in mind, so that you can stay motivated, even when you're finding it difficult to get a show out. Who is your podcast for? So the first day, get the big question is, who are you making this podcast for? The thing is, unless you know exactly who you're making your show for, and why you're doing it, you've got no chance of growing an audience. If you're coming at it from a business point of view, and you're, for example, a personal trainer who wants to make a health and fitness podcast, then your target audience might be people who are interested in healthy eating, weight loss, exercise, or bodybuilding. If you're creating a hobby show, let's say it's based around your love of zombies and post-apocalyptic fiction, then your target audience would simply be folks with the same passion. They might be fans of TV shows like The Walking Dead, video games like Resident Evil, and books like World War Z. A lot of smart people talk about creating listener personas or avatars. It's a good idea, sketching out exactly who it is that you'd like to listen to your content. That persona is something to keep in mind every time you plan an episode. Would John, our listener persona, like this? Is this focused on what he likes, what he's interested in? That persona and those questions help you to keep your show focused and on track, both of which make for more engaging content. So once you know who you want to reach, how do you reach them? You need to give people a reason to listen. This means creating content that they will get something out of when they hit play. Do I need an audience to start a podcast? This is a frequently asked question, and a good one to tackle before we move on. Some folks already have a bit of an audience in place when they start a podcast. This could be anything from a business or brand, to a musician, former athlete, or author. If you already have an audience built around something other than your podcast, then it's a good opportunity for laying the foundations of the show's fanbase. This assumes, of course, that your podcast is relevant to that audience. During the planning stages, you may opt to survey your audience. Here, you could ask them things like what's your biggest pain point, and what are you struggling with right now? This could help you shape your content going forward. You might even choose to find out a bit more about them. This could be anything from demographics and location, to what other podcasts, if any, they enjoy listening to. What if I have no audience? Welcome to the vast majority of people who start a podcast. Of all the things that might put you off launching your own show, please don't let it be this one. Most podcasters kick things off by talking into the void, but follow the steps in this guide, bookmark the articles we link to, and you'll begin to steadily grow your own audience from scratch. Here's some good news for you too. The data from one survey show that potential new listeners don't care if they've never heard of you. In fact, it's the least important factor they'll consider when weighing up whether or not to hit play. Next step is to give them a reason to listen. Whether you're providing information that will help someone to lose weight, in the case of our personal trainer, or doing a really entertaining interview with one of your favorite authors, in the case of our zombie podcaster, you're providing value for your listener. Not only have you given them a reason to listen, but you've also given them a reason to come back for more. It's important to think about this in the planning stages. Can you write down 10 to 15 potential episodes that you think your target audience would love to listen to? Starting a podcast is relatively easy, but I needed to split this topic into 2 videos because there are so many things to mention. You can find part 2 of this video in the description. Leave like and share, and subscribe to our channel to support our work. See you soon.